Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Game Poke, the show where we cover gaming related topics and talk a lot of old bollocks. And today's bollocks is about me and my hobbies. That's right, it's a selfish video, because fuck it. Now you may have noticed that my hobbies include video games. Bit of a given. Also you may have noticed my hobby is doing YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't have a good answer for that one. That's a fuck knows why. But another hobby of mine is one that I had given up on originally. Before I did YouTube, I was in a band. Well, I was in a couple, but I was in one in particular called Cold Crypt. Here's a quick clip of what that horrible stuff sounded like. That's right, it was black metal, but it was more of an industrial black metal. I used to love playing guitar, I used to love pissing around and enjoying music, but you know what? I met a lot of people in the black metal community, shall we say, and they were all toxic. Every band was out for themselves, very parasitic. Everyone was out to get something. It was such a poisonous community, and it brought me down and down and down to the point where I thought, I don't even want to play guitar or anything anymore. So I didn't. I stopped playing guitar, I stopped making music. Then of course I eventually got into YouTube. But anyway, doing YouTube for ages, didn't get back into guitar, didn't get into it. Until my son wanted to learn. And the pisser is, in order to teach him, it meant I had to reteach myself, because it'd been 4 to 5 years, maybe a little longer since I had played. So I was rusty as fuck. And I started teaching him and having to play myself, realizing how rusty I'd gotten. Fucking bad. But I managed to get back into it. And the thing is, I'm enjoying guitar more now because I'm not trying to play metal. I can still play some metal, but I want to play blues, country, all that kind of weird shit. It's just more enjoyable for me. And I will never make music to put out there again. No, I play guitar for me. But I thought, you know, there's a lot of combination of video games and guitars. Like, let's just get this one out of the way, all right? Because I don't fucking like it. Guitar Hero, what a load of old piss. I hated that craze. My sister, she was one of them people that was absolutely fantastic on dance mat games. She was awesome. Truly, she was more awesome at dance mat games than I am at many things in terms of games. Shit, not, she was that fucking good. But she was crap at every other kind of game. You give her a controller, doesn't matter what the game is, she was shit. She was just shit. Give her a dance mat, damn. You go to an arcade and they've got one of them fucking arcade giant, they're not even cabinets really, right? It's a giant light disco pad thing you dance on. And people would just crowd around her watching her do it, and they're like, fucking hell. She just owned the dance floor. And she didn't even do dance classes or any of that shit. So she was just awesome. Then Guitar Hero came along and she got out of that dance shit and into that shit. And it always made me laugh how people thought, if I get good at Guitar Hero, I'll get good at guitar. No. Alright? Even my mate Comic Rob dared to try, thinking maybe this will help me improve my guitar skills by just the finger movement. You know, loosening up the fingers. He tried it for about a week or two, I can't remember. And he said, no, it didn't do shit. It even made him more rusty because your fingers are in the same place. There's no stretching, there's no quick movements. It's here and it's arse. That, the up and down motion, maybe, or it just made you a more professional wanker. Who fucking knows? But yeah, I hate Guitar Hero. I don't own anything Guitar Hero, so there's never going to be a Guitar Hero Let's Play unless you want to see an absolute fuckery mess of that shit. But that wouldn't happen anyway because I don't own one of the games and I don't own one of them sodding guitars, obviously. They are. Covered that Guitar Hero, that's out the way, out the window, thank fuck. But something that is good is I was always interested in Rocksmith. Now, Rocksmith is apparently able to teach people guitar. Now, I don't know about that, but I have kind of infused it into the way I'm teaching my son to play guitar. Obviously, he's got an acoustic, and it's not electrical, so he has to borrow one of my guitars. And So that's what I'm going to show you today. A little bit later in this video, there'll be a little, like a let's play thing of us seeing if you can learn guitar. Obviously, I can already play, so we'll zoom along a bit and see if I think you could if you weren't already familiar with guitar. So we'll get to that. But for anyone out there that wants to know, I'll tell you about what guitars I do have in my collection, because like any sad guitarist, instead of buying more amps and more effects boards and all that equipment, no, I just buy new guitars because fucking reasons. So my first one is a Encore Strat. Little red thing. It's been through the wars. It still works. It cost me 100 quid. Back when I was like, 13, 14. Still works. Still plays perfectly. I had friends with cheap guitars back in the day in school, and they always thought, oh, if I spend a little bit more, I get that better guitar. It's like, when you pay anything under 300, it's a gamble. It really is. And mine actually, not to blow my own trumpet, mine sounded nicer than most of theirs, which was quite shocking because it's an Encore. It's meant to be a piece of shit. So that's that piece of shit. The next guitar I got was a Ltd F10. This thing is mechanically beautiful. It's so well made, sounds awesome, plays awesome, looks bitching. It's just a fantastic guitar. And the little story behind that one, I went into the guitar store to get that, and I said, I want the black Ltd F10. Mate behind the till says, can I interest you in the blue one? Well, no, you fucking can't. I've seen the blue one. It looks crap. He's gone, please, there's a discount on the blue one. Well, that's all fair, mate, but I really don't like the blue one. It's like, look, trust me, it's not as blue as what you see on the website. They've photoshopped it to shit, and it doesn't look right. It looks blue, but the actual guitar just isn't. Okay, well, there's no harm in seeing it. Go get me the fucking blue one. Came back a couple of minutes later, and he unboxed this thing. I was like, that ain't blue, mate, that's grey. He says, yeah, I know, it's fucking gun smoke, apparently. It's not blue for shit. I was like, that's quite nice, actually, and black is black. You got one black guitar, you got them all. You don't need that many. But he said, that's 50 quid off. So instead of 200, which is really fuck all for a guitar, it's like, it's 150. Because of the colour? Okay, I'll have that one. Fuck it. So that's how I got my Ltd F10. I love that thing. It's brilliant. But it's not as bitching as my BC Rich Warlock Revenge. I wanted this thing so much growing up, and I couldn't afford it. The price was quite steep for a while, and then it went down, but I was unaware of it for the longest time. It's a beautiful thing, that. It plays so fucking well. Again, wanted it for so long, and then one day I found out they were taking it off the market. They were going to stop making them, apparently. I don't know if they ever brought that back, brought the Revenge series back, but I always wanted a Warlock Revenge. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the lines already. I don't know. I just always wanted this. This was so fucking awesome to me, and they were going to stop making it. It's like, I've got to have it. I have to. So I impulse buyed. I found it online for 250. The pickups aren't quite what I imagined, but there's nothing wrong with them. They sound awesome. When obviously it's not plugged in, so it doesn't do shit. But I wanted this. I got it. I love it. And when I was doing black metal, I mean, come on. This thing fucking screams black metal. So, yeah. You've got to love this thing. And it had a brother to go with it, which I got a little bit later. My BC Rich Warlock bass. This is the bronze edition. It's not the Revenge edition. Not only could I not afford it, but I don't play bass enough to warrant getting a really expensive one. It still looks awesome. It's a fucking strong thing. It weighs a ton. Pisser is the bag. Alright? I've been trying to get a bag for a while now because I don't have anywhere to put this. There's a hook on the wall over there. That's where it's been forever. The bag costs over 100 quid. It's a fucking bag! And you go to a guitar shop and say, oh, you should buy the case. What, for 300 quid? Fuck off. Why would you ever get a case that would hold any type of guitar bass or whatever that's cheaper than the case? That's just retarded. It really is. So, there's the bass. Awesome looking thing. I really don't play that now, but it doesn't mean I won't play it in the future. So, yeah. But I did say I was getting into country stuff and blues and just anything acoustic-y, which of course means you'll have a fucking acoustic. So here is my Epiphone Acoustic. I just love this thing for so long. It sounds wonderful. Such an incredible sound that comes out of it. The only thing I really don't like is it's got such a glossy finish. You feel like your arm sticks to it. This part of your arm sticks to it when you're playing, and it can just be a bit of a pain in the ass. So for the longest time I wanted something different acoustic-wise. And not to mention, that's a standard acoustic body, so it kind of pushes against you when you're sitting and playing. Obviously not when you're standing up, but when you're sitting and playing, it was a bit of a pain. And I saw all these people with travel acoustics, and that got me onto researching them, trying to find the one I wanted. Finally found one. I got it very recently. So I know I'm kind of skipping past the black acoustic because this next guitar is one I wanted to talk about so much. I love this thing. This is the tits. This is my most recent guitar. The vintage Statesboro. This thing is fucking incredible. It looks awesome. Its colour is called Sour Whiskey or Whiskey Sour. I think it's Whiskey Sour. But it has no gloss finish. It's got, I don't know, what you call it, matte finish. But your arm doesn't stick to it. So your arm, when you're playing, doesn't stick here. It just glides, and it's got such a nice fucking sound to this thing. I love this guitar. It's not electrical at all, so you can't plug it into anything, but I really don't care. I do not give a shit. This is entirely for my enjoyment. It's not about recording music, so I don't have to plug it into anything. Plus, acoustics are loud. So you don't really need an amp. But you may have noticed that I didn't say, in all the lists of them guitars, the one that's on the thumbnail. That's the picture on the fucking YouTube for this video. Funny story about that. I was playing Minecraft one night with my wife, my mate Rob, Tom and Lacey at Do You Nerd. There was a bit where what was it? I had to level up doing fishing or some shit, I forget, but it was tedious and balls. So I was pissing around on eBay, and I found a guy with this really rustic guitar. He said this guitar had worked its way into his shop, and he was trying to sell it. Someone had made it, he didn't make it, he knew nothing about it, he knows that it works, he listed any faults or problems with it that he knew of, he didn't list all of them. He said he wants 45 quid, but also £15 postage, so £60. Me being a dick, I said, I'll give you 30. He accepted. And I just turned to the wife and gone, I've bought a guitar. She's like, another one? Like, yeah, I bought another guitar. Like, whoops. And here it is. The fuck knows what. Because it's not a make. As you can see from the top, there's no make or brand. There's a hole behind the fucking strings. The body is scratched up to all balls. It looks rustic as fuck. So I don't really know what's going on with this fucking thing. It's weird, but this is what we're gonna try and play Rocksmith on in a minute. Things that are wrong with it. I found out the volume, if it's on full, it works. If it's on anything, I mean anything, like the slightest turn off, not like off, but like literally the tiniest fraction of a turn, it cuts out. So something inside needs fixing. That one works absolutely fine, that works fine. The gap, I can't really show you this, take my word for it. The gap here between the strings and the neck is about 6 miles more than what it is up here. There is a massive difference. We're going to play a bit of Rocksmith and see if you can learn guitar that way. So basically, can you learn guitar with a PS3, an old game, and a guitar built out of shit? You may ask why I bought this. This is my travel guitar. I take it to work in the car, I play it there. If it gets knocked about or if tools fall on it or anything, let's face it, it'll probably just add to the character of this. And again, I don't know what to call this. If there's anyone out there that can think of a good name for this guitar, put in the comments, because it needs a name, doesn't it? It needs a name. We've got the Vintage, the Warlock, the F10, which isn't a brilliant name, the Epiphone, the Encore. We've got all these names. And then we got the Don't Know. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what this thing's like. Okay, so we're into Rocksmith now, but before we go for any tutorial bullshit, I thought we would just make sure this thing works. So again, volume knob does make stuff go a bit tits up if you piss a bit. I'll try to get as much of a shot as you can here so you can see the actual guitar scene I'm playing rather than just a headshot as usual. Well, this is what it sounds like with distortion. If I cut the distortion, you can just like, yeah, it's you need it. This guitar, she's an ugly, ugly bitch. She's not easy to play because of where the strings are higher. Everything just sounds a little crap. Mind you, it's a nasty bitch as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to try some of the mad-ass songs within this game. That's one thing I like, the ability to bend like that. My kids love playing this piece of shit as well. So it's already made its money's worth on that. Right. So we'll go to one of the learning things. I have skipped through the basic tutorial stuff because we'll be here forever and all that other crap, which we don't want to do. We're just going to go through and piss about, really. What are you saving? I haven't done anything. I haven't done shit. I've never played these songs. I don't know them. I could do with a warm-up, so I think I'll piss about first. Tuning. So this is a good feature. How out of tune is this? This is very surprising. If you say so, mate. Right, so obviously the strings are colour coordinated. I don't know what the fuck I'm playing here. Haven't got a clue. Then nothing. This doesn't sound shit like the song, does it? This is what it's asked me to play, though. I feel like I did absolutely crap. Yeah. That was just all over the place and sounded shite. I qualified, but I feel like if I was actually trying to play the song for real, yeah. Should learn knitting instead, because that was poo. So far, in terms of learning guitar, yeah, no.
Power chords have a set chord shape that is easily moved along the fretboard. With unused strings muted, you can play the power chord aggressively without worrying about hitting other strings. To learn more about the different types of notes and techniques you'll encounter in the interface, visit the Techniques section.
Excuse me while I warm up. Ugly guitar. So here's something interesting that would be more for the learning people. Rather than just telling you about power chord, here's the thing for exercise for it. The thing that really baffles you when you try to play this fucking game is, you know, when it comes up red, yellow, blue, you're like, what? What do you mean red, yellow, blue? What the fuck are you talking about? So it takes a second for your brain to go, okay, oh no, missed it. And that's what happens all the time. So, right. So blue is the third string down, as you can see here. But as your brain's like, okay, blue, that third, that's down, but you want 12. Oh, missed it. We got a cool bit of distortion here, though. Power chord in that. Yeah, stop bitching at me about being in tune.
This is a power chord. Power chords are very common in rock music. Power chords have a set chord shape that is easily moved along the fretboard. To make the most commonly used power chord shape, place your first finger on the 5th fret of the red string. Then place your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the yellow string and your 4th finger on the 7th fret of the blue string.
That's it. Alright, okay, let's just try this shit. Fuck? But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I know you can't see because it's slightly cut off there, but trust me, I'm doing it. Oh, I hit the volume! Oh! The guitar cut out because of the loose volume thing. I apologise. So when I strum down, I hit this ever so slightly, I guess, and the guitar cut out. Oh dear, I've got to get that fixed. So I got to do that. I got to do something about the neck, and I got to put some string restrainers because it really needs them. Oh fuck! Oh, you're not even going to ask? I thought you were going to ask me to tune it again. Okay. I will say that was a bit messy. When it's coming at you, and you're like, okay, so the chord's there, it's easy to just think, right, okay, wherever the first finger is, because you're keeping the same shape with a power chord. I did terrible. You're keeping the same shape. Wherever the first finger is, you just concentrate on that. But it got a bit messy, and I couldn't see where it was at times. With practice, if I did that again and again and again, I'd do better. And I can prove that, which is a big risk for me to say. 6,158. All right, let me try again. I'm just testing the tuner. I didn't have a lot of faith in it, that it was working, so I thought maybe if I manually go into the tuner. There we are, instantly better. Although, I won't lie, I actually fucked up then. I was in the middle of it and thought, oh no, I'm doing the wrong bloody... I was in the wrong fucking place. Didn't even know I was doing it. But a better score each time. This is one of the things you practice, you do get better. So I suppose in terms of learning, that's good. Because that's what learning's all about, practice. And it is a bit weird, the layout of it. You could be a shit-hot guitarist and then play this, and you will suck for a while figuring out what it's on about with the colours and the layout. So it's a bit weird like that. Forgot to mention you can actually learn bass on this. So if I ever get back in the bass, maybe that'd be a good thing to fucking remind me some shit. So all in all, with all the pissing about, is Rocksmith any good for learning guitar? Well, it is if you're a newbie. If you're like me and you're just wanting to try different things and piss about, like I can't do it anymore because of years of doing it. Used to be able to play a lot faster and a lot better. Now I'm rough as shit because I don't want to play metal. Now I'm learning how to do hand shit, which sounds terrible on distortion, so we'll cut that. This sort of thing. It appeals to me more. Even though it sounds terrible on this. So I think that's a good thing for learning guitar. But anyway, that is guitars and video games for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit different. Will it do well on YouTube? No, it'll suck. But that's why it's just like, fuck it. I wanted to do this, so I'm going to do it. And now it'll be back onto the Master System stuff. Back with the normal flow of things. I just wanted to break it up and chat some shit. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I'm sure there's a very good reason. Yeah. Poo. Thank you very much for watching again. See you next time.